Pause it right there. Before we go any further, we should probably talk about what exactly EBR is in the first place. Extreme Benchrest, or EBR for short, is one of the largest airgun competitions in the world. It features events like Extreme Field Target, Aftion Armour Speed Scramble, Extreme Big Bore, and Benchrest competitions at 50, 75, and 100 yards. Oh, and one more thing, Speed Silhouette. Don't forget about that. Of these, the event most people associate with EBR is the 100-yard Benchrest. I believe it's now also gaining a reputation for Extreme Field Target, but I'll get back to that in a minute. So who runs this competition? The company behind EBR is Airguns of Arizona, located just a short drive down the road. EBR is an annual event, and this year marks its 13th. It's now held at the Rio Salado Sportsman's Club, which, for those unfamiliar, is a world-class facility. Its setup allows for multiple events to occur simultaneously. For those watching this video and curious about what it's really like to attend, I have to start with the setting. All these airgun activities take place in the Sonoran Desert, an incredibly beautiful location. For someone like me from Florida, the mountains, dirt, dust, and cacti are a stark contrast to what I'm used to. Yet every year when I board a plane to EBR, what I remember most when touching down in Phoenix is the dry desert air. It's really dry here, and you drink a lot of water. It's Thursday now, the beginning of EBR. What happens on Thursday? This year, 2 events take place: Extreme Field Target and the Aftion Armour Speed Scramble. Of these, Extreme Field Target, or EFT, has recently surged in popularity. Many shooters that I spoke to were more enthusiastic about EFT than the Benchrest portion of EBR. EFT at EBR is the national championships of a year-long competition. But what exactly is Extreme Field Target? EFT is somewhat like its relative, Field Target, where shooters try to hit reactive knockdown targets with sub-12 foot-pound rifles. However, EFT has an American twist. It uses high-power rifles similar to those used in a 100-yard Benchrest, with calibers ranging from 22 to 35 caliber, and energy levels up to 150 foot-pounds. The EFT course has 5 lanes, with 4 targets per lane, each shot twice for a possible total of 40 points. Shooting distances range from 15 to 100 yards. Each shooter has 5 minutes per lane, meaning 8 shots in 5 minutes. Most shooting is done off of a bucket with sticks, but there is forced standing and offhand shots. So that's EFT in a nutshell, simpler in rules than traditional field target, but higher power. And what about the Aftion Armour Speed Scramble? This event includes 5 lanes of precision NRL 22 format stages. Shooters are required to shoot off of barricades with shots limited. They're grouped into small squads that go through the course, judging and timing themselves. Each shooter shoots off of a barricade position at a reactive target. Now you might be wondering to yourself, who attends Extreme Benchrest? The answer could be a world champion shooter, father and son, someone from Patagonia, an industry professional like a manufacturer, distributor, or retailer. But the simplest answer for me is that it's people who love shooting airguns. And it has to be that answer deep down. Why else would a group of people meet out in the dry Sonoran Desert 4 days every year? Why would you come from the Middle East, South America, Europe, Australia, and every other continent to compete? It's because these people love shooting airguns. Okay, back to the video.
All right, we're here this morning, the beginning of the EBR, the Extreme Field Target. We've had a couple issues here with some targets. They're not quite coming back up and setting like they're supposed to, so we've told all the shooters now, we've cut your time in half to set up and shoot, and we're gonna call this a run and gun, so you got half the time.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
You can handle it, right?
I mean, probably can, but that's gonna be tough.
You just have to grab your gear and jog to the next one, man. Pull down, shoot, and go. Boom.
Man, I hope I worked on my cardio.
I hope you have fun, man. Here you go. All right. Hey, good morning. This is Keith Rush from Jacksonville, Florida. I'm shooting a borrowed Evol carbine in 22. Had a gun break last night, so teammates stepped up, shooting for American Air Arms, and having a great time. Didn't do as well as I wanted to, but hey, there's always next year. How's it going? Ed Schultz, shooting today with the Benjamin team as well as Airguns Sporting Association. I got a raw 1000 from Air Force and a Hawk scope. You know, fair course, the wind was great, temperature's good, but I'll do better next year.
Okay, Jessica and I are walking over to the Extreme Field Target event. We just left the Aftion Armour Speed Scramble. Are you excited? Are you scared?
I'm excited. No, I've heard a lot of people talking about the wind was real rough this morning, but it's actually cooled down for the afternoon. There's minimal wind at the moment, so I might have, a little luck. In the past, I haven't done that great at this event despite my efforts, but this year I practiced. I hope that my chart's on point. The chart in Florida isn't quite the dope chart that I'm getting here, so I'm hoping to make the adjustments needed to be able to adjust to this desert weather and knock those targets down.
See, she started becoming a match director in Florida. She held Iguana Challenge?
Yes, the Iguana Sniper
Challenge event down in Florida. I think she just did that to get better. And what she's really saying about the wind is that they're making it easy on her. So let's see what happens. Hopefully she fails miserably and I can capture her on the camera. Thanks, you're high. I want you to feel a lot of pressure.
I appreciate that.
And not do well. That's what I'm hoping for. So let's see what happens.
Are you talking to me? Yeah, with the jewelry box? That's what the earrings I'm wearing came out of that box. Yeah, shout out to Ed that sent me a whole box of jewelry, earrings, and all kinds of fun stuff. So I wore the red, white, and blue ones today. Jessica here with Iguana Solutions. I'm out at Extreme Benchrest in Arizona, and we just shot the field target competition. I had a great time doing it. I got better as each lane went on, got a better idea of where the shots were hitting. You have to be mindful of the wind and not shoot when you feel that wind whipping. But I knocked a few down that I'm happy about out at 100 yards and things like that. Hit about half my shots. Definitely heard from some people that did worse than me, but a lot of people definitely did better. So improvement is the name of the game. This ghost is hitting right on point. It's definitely me shaking and things like that because it is hole through hole out at 75 down there. So this is of course the Brocock Ghost, and it is a fabulous gun. I shoot a 22 cal and it works out nicely for me. Hope to see you here next year.
All right. Well, today we had a lot of fun. I'm shooting a Scout Evo with a really great sub MOA barrel. I enjoyed the heck out of it today. As you can see, the wind is picking up and it will lull, pick up. So with this EFT course, it was harder than last year. The wind calls, you had to really be on top of your game. I wish I did a little bit better. But I only got a 34. But with this S8, Citron S8, it made everything crystal clear. And again, wish I did better, but man, it's just a great time to be out here enjoying this weather. It's nice and cool right now, but it's going to heat up and the competition is going to continue to heat up. But we're having a great time out here at EBR.
So I'm Russell Shosted. I've got a RTI Prophet 2 with a Vortex scope. I'm kind of a beginner. This is only my second time doing it. And the course was pretty tough for me. I did about what I was expecting to do. And most of all, I just had fun doing it.
Hey, how's it going, man? I'm Nate Wilkening. I'm from Grass Valley, California. I'm shooting an RTI Prophet 2 in 22, shooting monster redesigns at about 955. Didn't do too great today, but probably wouldn't hurt if I had a higher power scope, but it was fun, so yeah.
Hello, I'm Fadi Kiwan again. Hi everyone. I was participating in Field Target, such a lovely game. I enjoyed every moment in it. I did a pretty good score for me, and I was shooting with my limited edition Ghost BRK, and it was really fantastic. Thank you everyone.
That's exactly what I was hoping to happen.
Greetings, 2024. It's EBR Lucky 13. And this year, I'm shooting my 25 caliber again. It's awesome. It's the Red Wolf, and this year, for field target, I have a Zulus on it. It's the Arkan Zulus. I mean, you can do your own homework, but it's fun and it makes shooting funner. So we have that going for us. Today's day one. I forgot to turn the heater off. I'm sorry. Maybe come see us again next year. We'll have figured that out. But until then, it's a lot like Vegas. You may not be winning, but you're having a good time.
Hey, I'm Gregor Kamenšek. I'm shooting RTI Mora in 22 caliber with pellets, and this course was really excellent. I just wish I was more prepared.
I'm John Bagakis. I'm here at the Extreme Benchrest, and I'm doing the Extreme Field Target, or just finished up, shooting my Daystate Red Wolf 25 caliber in the PRS chassis with a Athlon scope, and I already forgot the moderator, but had a good time. Apparently, it was a little too easy last year. It was very challenging this year, so didn't perform as well as I would have liked, but I had a good time.
Okay guys, the day is kind of ending right now. It's late afternoon. There's still actually a bunch of shooters that are still going to go through the Extreme Field Target course. I, however, am very tired. I've been out in the sun all day, so I'm going to go back towards the Aftion Armour Speed Scramble and the Daystate Lounge. That's with the vendor lounge. As for the Extreme Field Target, this was a really, really challenging course. Everyone that I talked to said it was difficult, but super, super fun. There's nothing quite like it on the market, up to 100 foot-pounds of energy, all the way out to 100 yards. Incredible. So let's go check out some other stuff right now.
Hey, my name is Martin. Just got done shooting the Steel Scramble. Did okay. It's not my favorite event, but that's all right. I'm shooting a Red Wolf with a PRS chassis with an Athlon Aries BTR 4.5 to 27 by 50 scope on it, 25 caliber.
Hey guys, that's a wrap for today for Extreme Field Target and the Aftion Armour Speed Scramble. I am completely wasted from being in the sun all day, but it was a super exciting day. Extreme Field Target was definitely very challenging. There's a lot of people that were complaining about the difficulty, but in a good way. They said it was really, really fun, but really, really difficult. So tomorrow we're going to start this whole thing over again and do some bench rest. So see you tomorrow.
It's Friday, October 11th, 2024 at Extreme Benchrest. Yesterday featured the EFT and the Aftion Armour Speed Scramble, but what happens today? 3 events take place. First, there's the 50-yard bench rest at the small bore range. This competition is a 177 20 and 22 caliber pellet only event, with any power level permitted. One of the interesting aspects of this event is the Springer class, which runs simultaneously on the westernmost benches. For the uninitiated, Springer simply refers to a rifle that uses a spring or a piston to propel a pellet. So the Springer class in the 50-yard bench rest features the only rifles at EBR that aren't pre-charged pneumatics. The second event of the day is the Extreme Big Bore competition at the high power range. The so-called high power range is only about 100 feet to the west. The difference between it and the bench rest range is its ability to place targets all the way out to 500 yards, which is why the Extreme Big Bore event takes place here. It's a beautiful backdrop too, with cacti scattered across the landscape and a large mountain in the distance. The Extreme Big Bore event is definitely one of my favorites. In fact, the first time I attended EBR, I spent the entire day marveling at the production big bore rifles in use here. Outside of hunting, the Extreme Big Bore event at EBR offers the most real-world conditions I can think of to test a rifle. What do I mean by that? There are many big bore guns on the market, but most lack the knockdown power or accuracy needed for actual hunting. This event distinguishes which guns are truly worthy of hunting, making it invaluable for consumers looking to invest in a big bore air rifle. You consistently see which guns are powerful and accurate enough to hit the reactive targets. I suppose I should explain what the Extreme Big Bore event actually entails. Fair enough. The event is set up with different stations, each with a 10-minute limit. Targets are placed between 35 and 400 yards. There are 5 stations total, each with a required shooting position, such as off sticks, prone, offhand, or bench. At each station, the shooter takes their shot at a reactive target. A hit qualifies only when the target fully moves, makes a sound, or is activated by a light or some other indicator. The stations progress west to east, with each station featuring 2 targets at different ranges. Each target is shot at twice for a possible total of 20 shots. There are 2 classes in this event: the open class for any modified gun with a minimum of 240 foot-pounds of energy, and the production class for unmodified guns, also with the same 240 foot-pounds of energy minimum. This is a slug-only event, and the only other rule worth mentioning here is that tethering to the gun isn't allowed, though you can still refill as many times as you want. For those new to airguns or unfamiliar with tethering, it simply means you cannot keep your tank hooked up to your rifle while shooting. Kip Perot, who designed the Bushbuck 45, runs this event. He's one of the most, if not the most, accomplished airgun hunters in the world, so it's only fitting that he gravitates towards running this event every year. His involvement also gives the event an unmatched level of difficulty, as Kip genuinely tries to mimic real-world conditions for the Extreme Big Bore event. Not surprisingly, I hear more complaints about its difficulty each year, doubtless because it gets tougher every year. Nevertheless, the Extreme Big Bore event attracts a dedicated group of shooters, many of whom differ markedly from the Benchrest crowd just 100 feet away. You'll hear plenty of hunting stories up here, and maybe even some barbecue recipes. That is, if you can hear them through the noise. Yes, it's loud here, so bring your earmuffs. The other event of the day is the start of the Extreme Benchrest, the first of 2 75-yard cards. One 75-yard card is shot today, another tomorrow on Saturday, and these 2 determine who qualifies for the 100-yard Benchrest Finals. For shooters, the 75-yard Benchrest brings a lot of pressure because they need to perform well to make it to the finals. The rules for this event are straightforward. It's a pellet-only event with no power restrictions, and one-piece rests are allowed. Tethered tanks are prohibited. Each card has 25 targets, and you're allowed only 1 shot per target. There's a 25-minute limit per relay, with a maximum of 40 shooters per relay. Sounds simple enough, right? This event is the most popular, and becoming the Extreme Benchrest 100-yard first-place winner is no easy feat. The participants you see here are dedicated to this discipline and have usually practiced extensively. And for those in the finals, they have practiced even more. During this event, you'll notice different strategies employed by shooters to gain an edge. My favorite thing to watch is how shooters set up their wind indicators. Did I mention the wind can be rough here? Wind indicators reveal the speed and the direction of the wind. And there are wind indicators, and then there are wind indicators. Some shooters get pretty intense with them. But make no mistake, they're among the most helpful tools here. The other key tool is the rest. The rule for the gun rest is as simple as it gets. It must be a one-piece rest. It can be complicated or it can be simple, but it has to be one piece. The most common is obviously a bipod. Brands like Accutac, UTG, and Spartan are popular here, among others. My favorite thing to observe is the custom contraptions shooters devise. In past years, I've seen some wild rests, including a modified car jack, but the general consensus is the heavier the better. And of course, the fulcrum needs to be out as far as possible. You see a lot of this tradecraft here, but ultimately the best shooters, the really good ones, excel because they read the conditions correctly. Another thing happening on Friday this year at EBR is that the vendor tables are open to the public. So what's the deal with the vendor tables? Daystate sponsors the Daystate Lounge every year, an indoor area where Daystate and other manufacturers set up tables to display their products to consumers. Interestingly, this is a unique opportunity for both manufacturers and shooters alike, as there aren't many times outside of a competition where serious airgunners get face-to-face with manufacturers to discuss what they do and don't like about a platform. In turn, manufacturers can see what really works in a competition. This year, there are about 10 vendors in the lounge: Daystate, Scout Airguns, Benjamin Airguns, Citron Optics, and others enjoyed the best spot in the whole competition, the place with the cool AC. And that's exactly how these vendors connect with so many competitors during their week. With free food, drinks, and air conditioning, just about every shooter wanders in every couple hours to cool down.
Hey guys, it's Friday morning, which means 50-yard Benchrest is about to kick off. I'm up here at the Extreme Big Bore Range. All the reactive targets are out there, so let's take a little walkabout and check them out. Man, I wish the temperature would remain nice and cool like right now. Yesterday was brutal, 108 degrees. Anyway, back to Extreme Big Bore, just walked the course. Really, really cool. I take it back. 100-yard Benchrest is not my favorite. Extreme Big Bore is my favorite.
Welcome to Extreme Big Bore number 13. Lucky number 13. We've been doing this for 13 years. This is a big bore competition out here today. We've got all these targets set out here at different yardages. Lane 1, you're going to be shooting offhand. We've got the Prairie Dog Popper here and the Ram Silhouette out at 100. Then we're going to move over to the gongs. You're going to have a single monopod supported. After that, we're going over to the turkey hunt. They're going to have a guide with them on every one. They're going to be their guide and spotter, telling them where to hit, where to shoot, what targets to go for. The turkeys are going to be number 3, and they're going to be on a tripod standing. So we have 3 standing positions this year. Added a couple in there. Then we're going to go to the benches. When we go to the benches, we're going to start sending them out. We're making this a little bit harder this year. It's going to be a great competition. The big bores are growing fast. The equipment's getting really good, and the shooters are getting really good. So this year, we stretched them all out. We're going to move over to number 4. We've got the antelope. That's at 120. We got a bighorn out there at 243. Way out here, we've got a frontal elk. These are life-size 2D targets. They all have gongs behind them, and they all have magneto speed hit indicator lights. So it hits a flash, a miss is a miss, you're not going to see anything. We're going to go clear out here to 300 yards on the broadside bull. He's way the heck out there. And then, for the fun one, the long range shot. Everybody's having a ball with this every year. We had a lot of hits last year, so we pushed it out just a little further. So way up, if you look right between the number 2 and the number 3 up there, we've got right below it at 497 yards, we've got our long range gong. So this is going to be a great competition. Stick with us, see how everything goes. It's going to be exciting this year with all the new equipment.
You're to the left.
Trying to get my ballistic calculator working.
Hey guys, it's Friday afternoon. Right behind me is the Extreme Big Bore event. We talked to Kip Perot this morning, but right now is the middle of the day and there's a ton of shooters cycling through this course. From what I've heard, it's been a very challenging course, just like EFT yesterday. I think AOA really stepped it up a few notches on the difficulty for shooters. And so from what I've been hearing, it's been pretty dang challenging. I think going out to a further distance than ever before. There's a lot of cool guns on these benches right now, including the new AEA-M car. A lot of shooters are using that. There's also the RTI more being used, as well as the Bushbuck and some of these traditional big bores that we've seen on the market for a long time. So very interesting to spectate. I think that there's going to be some really good results out of this. I'd be interested to see who takes first place, but let's keep filming and see what we can catch.
You started this.
I'm doing big bore, and the best thing about it is I've never done it before, and I'm useless. No, it's really good fun. I've had some quite long-range hits. It's really exciting. If you haven't shot big bore, why haven't you shot big bore? Because you must shoot big bore, because it's really good fun. This is Kip Perot, he's one of my good friends. Thank you so much, and he just lent me a bipod, because he's a legend, because we're sharing bipods and stuff. But it doesn't matter about that. I've got a bear to kill. That sounds awful. I didn't mean it's a bear to kill. Because in England, that would be frowned upon. But it's in America, so you guys are really good with it. So yeah, I'm loving it. I'm with the Bintac 457. Yes, 450, right, and 7. That's kind of cool. It's amazing and I love it.
Oh! Okay, just finished the big bore, using my good friend Dave Stevenson's highly deluxe Texan Air Force. Anyway, there's so many cool guns out here. It's like shooting mortars. It's so much fun. We just shot out at, I think it was like 500 yards. Had to add some weird dope and over this way, and just didn't buy that much. But hell of a good time. See you next year, maybe.
Hey, how's it going? My name's Tom. I'm here at EBR having a wonderful time. Great Arizona weather. Shooting big bore for the first time at EBR, and I've got this Bintac rifle that, was a loaner to me, and we're gonna see how we do today. 45 caliber, and it's just a lot of fun.
I think we did pretty good. That's the first time we use MCR for the real, competition. We got a lot of people use it. I think around 10 people use it. We hope next year we'll have more people use it. And the guy already shot like almost 500 yards. He hit the target. So in the close range, yeah, they did very well. But EBR is different from another competition. You have to hand hold it. The only the only back point for our MCR is a little bit heavier, not for hand hold shooting, okay, guys. But besides that, it's gorgeous. And when you guys have a chance, go for MCR. So I'm pretty sure next year, another competitions, you will see like 50% people for the big bore will use our MCR because it's a gorgeous gun.
Big bore competition, EBR 2024, man, this is awesome. More big bore shooters than we've ever had. All day long, it's been non-stop. The benches are full, the lights are lighting up, the gongs are reading, man, it's been a blast. If you're not here, you're missing out. Big bore competition 2024 at EBR.
It's the beginning of Benchrest. It starts out with 50-yard Benchrest, so that's what we see right behind us, all these 50-yard targets. People are getting prepped at the benches, they're pulling their guns out. So should be really interesting to see, a little precursor to the 75 and 100-yard Benchrest. And their wind is already kicking up, so might be pretty challenging. Last year, as many of you know, the wind was pretty dang brutal. So it'll be interesting to see if there's a sudden relay here that deals with quite a bit of wind. Okay guys, they just finished up on the 50-yard Benchrest and they moved the targets back to 75 yards, which of course means it's the beginning of the 75-yard Benchrest. Be really interesting to see who comes out on top on this.
So, just on the 75, really enjoyed it. It was great fun. There's a gentleman like to my left who like sorted out my gun, made it pretty, even more epic than it was, because it was epic. Now it's Brian epic. That's how epic it is. Just so it was shot 75 on lane 40, which, as we all know, well, Caleb doesn't know because he's on 39. He's going to get screwed as well. Man, it's windy there. I got my ass kicked, but you know what? I did my best. And the gun, had it have not been for that legend, yeah, I wouldn't be here. I'd be at home crying in a shoe on my own. But we've done it. We've got a 75 tomorrow. I'm looking forward to a nice cold shower with a nice cold beer. That'll do me, thank you very much.
Hey everybody, my name is Lauren and I am shooting Extreme Benchrest 2024. It's the 13th annual Extreme Benchrest, which is super exciting. And this year we have some very challenging conditions. Usually people complain about the wind. This year we're complaining about the lack of wind. Very calm conditions, but it's still super sketchy for those pellets. Extremely hot, so it does affect the shooter as well as the rifles. So it's all more and that to play with, and very, very tricky out here, even in very low wind conditions.
¿Cómo están, amigos? Estamos acá en el Extreme Benchrest 2024. Bueno, en la mañana pude disparar a las 50 yardas con mi Evol. No sé, pero creo que estoy entre el segundo o tercer lugar. Bueno, estoy contento de poder participar. Y ahora tuvimos la primera carta, el Relay 3, y disparé también con el Evol 22. Creo que tengo alrededor de 237 puntos. Así que estoy contento de estar acá en el segundo día del Extreme Benchrest 2024. Chao.
Well, that concludes Friday for Extreme Benchrest. This morning we did the 50-yard bench rest, and then this afternoon we did the 75-yard bench rest, and of course all day long the Extreme Big Bore competition. And in fact, that competition is still happening right now. But I'm exhausted, so I'm going to get home, take a shower, and download all this footage onto my hard drive. So take pity on me. I'll see you tomorrow.
¿Cómo están? Soy Claudio Flores de Patagonia Airguns. Estoy acá en Airgun of Arizona preparando mi rifle. A tiempo ya casi reducido para poder terminarlo, así que estoy contento de ver a varios de mis amigos que puedo ver por lo menos una vez al año. Les mando un saludo y estén atentos a los resultados. Chao.
It's Saturday, October 12th, 2024 at Extreme Benchrest Lucky 13. Yesterday featured the 50-yard bench rest, Extreme Big Bore, and the first 75-yard bench rest card. Today, two events take place, the second 75-yard bench rest card and Speed Silhouette. Before discussing the events and shooters, I'd like to share my experience as a spectator. As a spectator, I have the privilege of observing the strategies employed by different shooters, like pellet sorting, the use of wind indicators, and tools such as harmonic tuners. But if you know me, you know that I'm always interested in trends. Specifically, is there anything different about EBR this year compared to previous years? One trend that I've noticed over the past 2 years is shooters transitioning from 22 and 25 to 30 caliber. This observation intrigued me, so I asked several shooters about their rationale for choosing the larger caliber. The common response was that 30 caliber, quote, bucked the wind better than smaller calibers. This phrase, often heard over the past couple years, highlights the challenges of shooting 22 cal in heavy winds, a real issue at EBR. For example, in EBR 2023, the first relays of the day faced 36 mile per hour wind gusts. Shooters must weigh the trade-off of contending with higher winds when they're using a smaller caliber. However, some shooters stick with 22 primarily to compete in the one-gun challenge. For the uninitiated, the one-gun challenge is a competition that runs concurrently with others. It aggregates scores from the 50-yard bench rest, both 75-yard cards, EFT, and speed silhouette. Why 22? Well, the 50-yard Benchrest has a 177 and 22 caliber restriction based on the Orion scoring system. To participate in the one-gun challenge, shooters must use a 22 caliber, as the aggregate scores include the 50-yard Benchrest. This creates a dilemma. Shooting 22 cal offers the chance of an additional podium spot for the one-gun challenge, but at the risk of wind. Many shooters like world champion Fadi Kawan choose to tackle the one-gun challenge despite the risks. So what would you do, since we're on the subject? Would you choose a 22 cal for the one-gun challenge, or do you focus on the 75 and 100-yard Benchrest with a 30 caliber? Another trend that I've noticed is that shooters are more invested in their shooting rests than in previous years. The rules for rests are simple. They must be one piece. Over the past 5 years, I've witnessed a renaissance in rest designs. As a spectator, I often find myself thinking, I need that one, only to change my mind at the very next bench. No, I need that one. You can ask shooters about their honest opinions about their gear. Shooting events provide real-world testing, offering the best product reviews you'll find. Another observation is that shooters are arriving more prepared than ever. That's not to say that they weren't in the past, but like any evolving sport, EBR is advancing. Shooters and equipment are improving, scores are climbing, and making the finals is becoming harder, except for the most seasoned competitors. However, to my knowledge, no shooter has ever achieved a perfect score at Benchrest, proving that the 100-yard Benchrest remains the gold standard for testing even the most seasoned air gunners. Before diving into the second 75-yard card and speed silhouette, let's discuss the atmosphere. By Saturday, the day before 100-yard Benchrest, there's palpable anxiety in the air. Saturday is, in my opinion, the most tense. The combined score from both 75-yard Benchrest cards determines the qualification for the 100-yard finals. There's little room for error. This is Extreme Benchrest after all. But it's not just the shooters that are focused on performance. Every airgun manufacturer wants their gun on the podium. Every scope manufacturer wants their scope on their winning rifle. And every barrel company wants to claim the title of the barrel that won the West. One such company is Sub-MOA, a barrel manufacturer that just emerged last year. They debuted as a manufacturer at EBR 2023 and have since supplied barrels for companies like American Air Arms, Western Airguns, Airgun, and recently Brocock and Daystate. When I arrived in Phoenix this year on Tuesday, October 8th, I was surprised to see Sub-MOA outfitting Claudio Flores' American Air Arms Evil with a brand new fluted barrel. Switching barrels so late was a bold move, but Sub-MOA's ballisticians were confident, telling Claudio, whose first language is Spanish, that, quote, it will work well. Typically, shooters at this level test multiple barrels over months to select the best one. Yet Claudio trusted Sub-MOA. Now, on Saturday, during the second 75-yard card, Claudio, just like every other shooter, has to perform well to qualify for the finals. This example explains why Saturday, at least to me, feels more tense than Thursday and Friday. A poor performance in, say, Extreme Big Bore doesn't impact your qualifications for 100-yard Benchrest, but the 75-yard cards do. So there's a lot riding on the 75-yard cards. The other event happening today is Speed Silhouette, where time is critical. Each lane features 22 LR silhouette targets, 5 rams, 5 pigs, 5 turkeys, and 5 chickens, placed at 25, 35, 45, and 55 yards. 3 classes compete: Sportsman, Pro, and Open. The Sportsman and Pro classes have stricter rules prohibiting such things as preloaded magazines and semi and full auto air guns. The Open class, however, allows any cylinder volume, semi and full auto air guns, and preloaded magazines. As a result, the event duration shortens in each class. Sportsman class shooters unaffiliated with teams or manufacturers take the longest. Pro class shooters, often tied to teams or past Sportsman podium winners, compete the event in roughly half the time. In the Open class, with full auto air guns and preloaded magazines, shooters finish in mere seconds. Speed Silhouette attracts a unique breed of shooter. I often wonder how many times they reset targets during the year. For onlookers, Speed Silhouette is like watching a gunslinger in the Wild West. Victories and losses often hinge on fractions of a second. The most gut-wrenching moment that I've seen in Speed Silhouette, at least in recent memory, was actually last year when Nick Gregoris, who always challenges Tom Adams, had a heartbreaking moment where he accidentally knocked his gun off the bench, breaking it. This year I see that Nick has returned yet again, and this time with more determination, much of it probably driven by that moment. I hope he succeeds.
All right, guys, it's Saturday morning, which means we have more 75-yard bench rest. Middle of the day, we're going to switch to Speed Silhouette. And of course, the demo range is open today, which means that consumers are actually going to get their hands on some new products and sling some lead down range. So let's get to it.
You don't know how much I can miss your touch. You don't know cars, it's complicated. Time goes by and time still lost.
Hey guys, my name is Andy with Precision Airgun Distribution. We are on the second to last today here at EBR 13, Lucky 13. We're setting up 100-yard bench or 75-yard bench. We've had some challenging wind. The weather has reached up to, 107. It's hot, but us air gunners, we're dedicated to the sport. We came out, we're pushing hard, and we're rocking out.
Into the sound of home. Running in a field and everything's standing still. I don't know if it's real, it doesn't matter. Time goes by like nothing's wrong. You don't know my love is strong.
Hi, John Bagakis here. Just shot my second card for the 75-yard, trying to get to the 100-yard finals. I redeemed myself from yesterday. I'm thinking 236, maybe 237, one of my better cards, but it was only a 220 yesterday, and there's a lot of talent here, so I don't think I'm going to make the final. If I do, it's going to be by luck, but I had a good time and I shot well. I'm shooting the Daystate Red Wolf in the Safari or the PRS chassis with an Athlon scope, and it worked well for me today. I think the wind caught me a little bit yesterday, so it's good.
Hey everybody, I'm Fadi Kiwan from Lebanon, an airgun shooter. I am here in EBR. I am joining the Wolfpack team. I am a Daystate shooter. I shoot with the limited edition BRK Ghost that has my name on it, the world record one. I participate in the one gun challenge and in the 50 yards. And today we were shooting the 75 yards. I hope I will qualified. It is a great event this year. The competition is so high, you can easily hit 230 or 233 and you are out of competition. I managed to hit 239 yesterday, and today I think 244 or 245 in the both in the last 75 yards card. So I wish I will be in the final tomorrow. Wish me luck, guys. Thanks a lot.
We're out here at EBR 2024, Extreme Benchrest, Lucky 13. And at EBR every year, companies come and they display products. The new exciting stuff for usually 2025. A lot of companies use the Extreme Benchrest venue as a way to kind of do an early preview of what's to come. This year, one of the exciting products that we're really pumped about is the Western Airguns Mordax. You notice in the Western line of guns, we have the Sidewinder, we have the Sidewinder Compact, or S. S stands for snakelet, little snake. We have the Rattler, and we have the Rattler Long Strike 45. This year we're releasing the Western Mordax. The Mordax is a scientific name for a desert scorpion. So everything kind of runs with the Western theme. I think the line is hot, so I will put it on with no pellets. We'll put it on semi. Give it a go to give you an idea. Or put the switch to happy. And then back to safe. So we're really excited about this. I think the public's going to it's going to be very well received. So that's the Western Airguns Mordax. Thank you for watching.
Hey guys, Jessica with Iguana Solutions, and I am back at EBR 2024 this Saturday morning, and we're shooting our second card at the 75-yard qualifier. This is my card yesterday, and I am so thrilled. They said after they plugged everything that I got a 230. I'm not arguing. I like the score. If I hadn't messed up right here and forgot to hold, I may have even qualified. So it's really exciting to be that close to qualifying, and I'm hoping to shoot great today, and I'm hoping everybody else stumbles so I can move up and possibly qualify. It is what it is. So it's a great time to come shoot this. It's so fun. My Ghost is shooting perfectly, like standard deviation of 3 or 4 feet per second. I mean, 3 or 4 feet per second. And it is just on point. I'm using the JSB Monster Redesigns deep skirts for this. I used shallow skirts for the other events, and the deep skirts are working great, very consistent. I'm not having any issues with malformed pellets or anything. And so today I just need to focus so I don't do this again and pay attention to my holds, and hopefully we're gonna come through.
All right, well, we're here at 2024 EBR. It is almost time for Sportsman Class second card of 75-yard bench, and it is going to be awesome day. We're excited also for Speed Silhouette, which is one of my favorite events. Tom Adams, Nick Gregorius, everybody's here from last year, ready to throw down, and maybe even a few other contenders for speed. But scores were really high yesterday, so it's going to be tough to stay in the top 10 to get on to the championship round. So we're really excited. I am super pumped.
Hi, I'm Alan Scholes from Victoria, Australia. I'm here at EBR number 13, lucky 13 as they say. I'm shooting the 1-gun challenge, which comprises of the field target, the 50-yard, 2 relays in the Extreme Benchrest, which I've just finished, and then we got the Speed Silhouette this afternoon, which I'm hoping to get into the finals with that. Loving the actual atmosphere here, nice and warm, coming from winter into summer. Overnight it's pretty harsh when it's 42 degrees here in Australia and 110 over here. I've met a great amount of people that I've met over the past 4 years that I've travelled here, and it's great. They recognise me from Australia, and just the camaraderie in this air rifle community is just fantastic. I'm using a Daystate Red Wolf, and I'd like to shout out to AOA for supplying that rifle for me, and Darren, you're a champion for getting that rifle for me. And yeah, just loving the place, and we're here for another day, and we'd love to see all you Australian guys get your ass over here, man. It's just an absolute great event. Thank you.
Bueno, ¿cómo están? Hoy disparamos la segunda tarjeta a los 75 yardas. Creo que hice mejor que ayer, alrededor de unos 244 puntos. Estoy contento, muy emocionado, así que vamos a esperar los resultados. Chao.
what happened is I was shooting a speed silhouette at 55 yards on the ram, and the fifth one I hit on the rear end on the left-hand side, and it spun it around on the block. And I took another 5 shots and just kept turning it more straight and making a very narrow target to hit at 55 yards. So I completed the rest of it and went back again, but still no go. So we've got the third round to go, and hopefully I can make amends from that.
Oh, it was a little bit of a struggle. I had one really bad jam on my second round, but I pushed through it. I kept focused on my process, and I qualified first in that heat. And the third round was amazing. I bladed one of the rams, and my focus was to just finish my round and then go back and clean that one up later. And I got it on the first shot, whacked my button, and qualified first again. It was great. I was shooting the Day State Red Wolf, my Blue Wolf, my Trust and True. I've been shooting that one in competition for, well, since they came out many years ago, and it's still rocking. Same barrel, same gun, same everything.
Man, it went really well. I think I was in, hopefully I'm in the finals. I think I am, but it was just absolute fantastic time. There's a lot of open class going right now, but we were in the pro class. A lot of had to single load or either fill up your mags and then load. Man, it is a lot of tough competition out here, but my Day State Red Wolf in a PRS chassis, which is just absolutely a dream to shoot and speed, and I'm just having a great time, and it is absolutely beautiful out here. A little on the hot side, but man, what more can you ask for here at EBR?
Well, my heart rate is like probably 400 beats a minute right now. I don't even know. But it's going good. It's fine. I think I have like an oxygen high.
At the end of the day, EBR is about fun and camaraderie. So on the end of Saturday, all this is highlighted by the EBR Social hosted by Airguns of Arizona. This event is just a social one. It offers a time to relax, socialize, eat dinner and dessert, and enjoy games and activities before Sunday's intensity. I spent the evening with friends Dana Webb from Mountain Sport Airguns, Jessica from Iguana Solutions, and Stephen Archer from Hard Air Magazine. We ate, we drank, and we discussed the day while speculating about Sunday. A few hours later, we found out. It's Sunday, October 13th, 2024.
Who's feeling lucky today? Because this is the 13th annual Extreme Benchrest Lucky 13. We're here on Sunday. This is the finals. There's Speed Silhouette Finals, there's 100-yard Benchrest Finals, and I found this out late last night. There's actually 3 shoot-offs in Extreme Field Target to help separate some of those shooters. And then after all that, we go to the banquet hall and do the award announcements. It's gonna be an action-packed day. Let's get to it.
Hi everyone, my name is Nick Gregoris. I shoot for Air Arms, American Air Gunner, Hawk Sport Optics. About to run over to the Speed Silhouette Pro Class Finals today. Yesterday, I didn't think I did that good while I was shooting, you know, I'm my own worst critic. But looking at the results, I broke my record from last year with 37.1 something seconds. So turns out that was a pretty respectable run. I don't care what time I finish with today. I don't care what happens as long as I am in first place. That's the goal. This is my 4th EBR. I've came in second twice, I've came in third. I've always been punching right up at that top spot. But anything less than first place is here and I will not be happy. So that's the goal. Wish me luck.
Yeah, I'm Greg Sovey from Green Bay, Wisconsin. Had a pretty good day yesterday with my second card for the Extreme Benchrest. Unfortunately, my first card wasn't quite so good. I was really happy with the second one. I was fortunate to make the finals on the speed. And boy, there's some really fast people here. So we're gonna see what happens today.
Hi, I'm just getting ready for the speed finals. I made it to the finals. I shot the P3. I borrowed it from the guy over here from Arizona. So it was my basically first try at Speed Silhouette and I did quite well. So I'm hoping that, you know, I'll do good at the finals.
Hi everybody, I'm John Tafoya with the Daystate Wolfpack. And we're out here at EBR, and today we're watching the speed finals. My little nephew actually made the finals. I was a half a second off of making the speed finals. Speed is one of the favorite things I like to do. This year, I decided to do the pro class in single loading instead of the open class. So I love the speed. I love field target. I've won here 2 years ago. Got first, second, and third here before. This year just wasn't my year, but had a great time. There's great people here, friends, everybody's friends here. You guys need to come out and enjoy yourself and get you a Daystate and come on out.
Good morning. Final day at EBR 2024. And you know, one of the things I've come to think is like, there's a couple things about EBR that are really hard. Practice all you want, but once you get here, you think your gun's broken. I promise you it's not. It's the wind. It's the great equalizer. It's one of the things that makes this such a challenging course. And the second thing is you could practice, you could win, but when you get in competition, man, your nerves get a little cranked. And some days it's just like, I picked a bad day to quit drinking, I'll tell you that. But it's a fun event. It's always exciting, and we're just getting ready for the final shoot-off, so let's go see what happens.
This is the day that every shooter has been waiting for. It's finals. It may sound hyperbolic, but many shooters have fired tens of thousands of rounds for this day. In Speed Silhouette, shooters hone their nerves and seek every advantage, loading techniques, equipment tweaks, or bench rest setups that save a quarter of a second, often the difference between winning and losing. As a spectator, Speed Silhouette showcases the most ingenious strategies and equipment, but it also sees the most disqualifications due to strict rule enforcement. I've seen shooters use prototype rifles with extra magazine capacity, specialty throw levers, and other innovations to save time. However, the line between winning and losing often comes down to practice, nerve control, and a bit of luck. Luck is a topic at EBR. A sudden gust of wind as you pull the trigger can be devastating. While a lucky shot is possible, so is an unlucky one. The wind is an equal opportunity offender, but score aggregation separates the best shooters. In Speed Silhouette, each class advances 10 shooters to the finals based on their fastest of 3 qualifying rounds on Saturday. On Sunday, 2 rounds occur, a warm-up round followed by the final round. Between the warm-up and the final round, this is where you can feel the anxiety in the air. It's palpable. The spectators who were otherwise casually looking on in other events are now themselves anxiously looking on. And it starts in 3, 2, 1. The event begins and ends in seconds.
Hey everyone, this is Nick Gregoris. Just took first place in the Speed Silhouette Pro Class. 4 years in the making. So close every year, but can never do it. But we finally did it. Feels great. I'm a little emotional. If you hear me breaking up, that's why. Thank you to all my sponsors. I have a tricked out Air Arms left-handed conversion from Troy Hammer, the man, the myth, the legend. A lot of practice, a lot of work. And just by the skin of my teeth, man, those Daystate guys are right on my ass. Really stoked. I sound like a broken record, but elation. That's the only thing going through my mind right now. Absolutely incredible experience. Finally. And I'm going to do it again next year, so don't forget.
The 100-yard bench rest is a different beast, slow and methodical, but equally demanding. Many finalists are seasoned professionals. Approximately 15% of these shooters come from other countries. They travel to EBR to test themselves against the world's best and vie for significant cash prizes. Moments before the final event, I wonder who will win, what rifle, what barrel, what setup will prevail. Then it begins. A champion emerges, Claudio Flores, making him the first two-time winner of Extreme Benchrest.
Hello guys, I'm Claudio Flores from Patagonia Airguns. I am very happy to be here in Extreme Benchrest 2024. I win one more time. In 2028, I win the first time. This time, one more time. I am very happy. This year I used the new guns, American Air Arms Evil High Performance System 30 caliber, sub-MOA barrels, very extremely accurate. I am very happy for winning competition. Come to here the next year in Extreme Benchrest 2025. Bye.
Claudio from Patagonia Airguns in Chile used an American Air Arms 30 caliber rifle fitted with a sub-MOA fluted barrel. The same barrel manufactured only days earlier, the same one that I saw them put on his rifle. Finding a magic barrel typically involves testing many barrels over a great amount of time, but Claudio achieved this win with a single newly made sub-MOA barrel. It's a testament to both his skill as a shooter and sub-MOA's barrel quality. The banquet is the highlight of EBR. Winners are announced, taking their podium spots as we eat, laugh, and enjoy raffles and auctions. It's a bittersweet moment at the end of an all-consuming event that captivates shooters and spectators alike. But we all have lives, families, and friends beyond airguns, so we say our goodbyes when we depart. At Phoenix Airport, as I fly home to Florida, I reflect on the whirlwind that is EBR, and I'm already thinking about next year's competition. I hope you enjoyed this film. For more, make sure to like, share, and subscribe on this channel. A big thank you to Airguns of Arizona for sponsoring this channel for Extreme Benchrest Lucky 13 coverage. For more information on EBR, visit www.extremebenchrest.com. Until next time, see you guys later.
Oh, don't mind me. I'm just be real.
That's it for the 13th annual Extreme Benchrest. That's Lucky 13. It's been an incredible year. We had Extreme Big Bore, Extreme Field Target, we had the Aftion Armour Speed Scramble, we had the Speed Silhouette, and concluding with a 100-yard Benchrest. And after that, we actually had a final round of Extreme Field Target, the shoot-off. It's been quite an amazing year, bigger than ever, better than ever. I'll see you next time.
I give up. I give up. Where are the targets? Am I late? What's going on? Where are the targets?